Eugene, keeper of ghostly confessions, reveals how the supernatural connects us across cultures. I'm Chris Choo on HOTPLATE SG60. Eugene, welcome to HOTPLATE SG60.
Thank you, Chef.
You know, Singaporeans, I think, have two great loves. One is food. The other one is ghost stories.
You know, on my way here, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's universal, right?
Yeah. Food and ghost stories just bring everyone together.
Everyone, all Singaporeans are very happy when they're talking about these two things. Why do you think Singaporeans are so fascinated with the supernatural?
I think it's a bit to do with our history. Because not too long ago, I'm talking about just pre-90s, 30 years ago, ghost stories was a norm. You know, cab drivers, army stories, school stories. Everyone grew up in an entire generation fed on ghost story. Whether it's true or not, it's a different story. But you ask anyone, they know somebody who knows somebody with an experience. So I think there's a familiarity to it. And it cross boundaries, cross culture. Your Indian friend, your Malay friend, everyone knows a Pontianak.
That's amazing, how ghost stories can function like food. Food also is the same, right? I mean, food knows no nationality, no ethnicity.
Yeah.
So, you know, Singapore's favorite breakfast, Chinese, Malay, Indian is prata, right?
Correct.
Everybody eats prata, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me your scariest supernatural ghost experience?
Oh my, yeah. I can still remember it like it was
Just tell me the scariest one.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it was a situation where the person who was in front of me was possessed. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay lah, I'm scared, but I wanted to, act garang lah. So I scold the thing lah. I said, show yourself.
Okay, tell us a bit, drama a bit lah, the possession.
Okay,
what was it? Yeah.
So it was my ex-girlfriend was in the book where she was already possessed. And this was actually 6 months into the whole possession.
So this book you just wrote, Supernatural Confessions.
Yeah, I wrote this book 10 years ago. It's now at the 10-year anniversary. We're doing a reprint with new stories inside. But it all started with that one incident where she was possessed. And long story short, she was possessed by a demonic entity.
Okay.
And back then, when I first saw her acting up, I did not know it was a demonic entity. So I started challenging lah. Cursing and swearing, say, you show yourself lah. Put flour on the floor, because that's what they do in TV, right? I put flour on the floor and I didn't expect it. I said, come, show me that you are here. Footprints appeared right in front of me. And I've seen a lot of other things, but that moment, I tell you, Chris, it's life-changing.
Yeah. You know, I haven't seen experiences like you, definitely not, because I'm not a ghost hunter, ghost explorer. I tell you, one of two experiences. I was staying in Chibi Gardens.
Okay.
So I was staying alone in one of the old houses, and during that time, that particular road is Jalan Pelatok, right? My house was the only one occupied by a human being, me. The others were occupied, but I don't know what occupied by what. So I was just standing outside at the gate, chilling. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening, right? And then I was just like, I saw like a tablecloth flitting around.
Okay.
Just flitting around. It didn't even cross my mind that it was something weird. It's just a weird cloth, right? But this cloth just flew from a banana grove. There was a banana grove. It flew up. And if it's a piece of cloth, it would just fly, right? But it flew like a drone. It could go left, it could go right, it could go up, it could go down. And then finally, it flew inside a window of the house. So it didn't even dawn on me what I had seen until I had, what was that I saw, right? And then I cross-reference with a lot of people after that who have seen, say, yeah, you saw, that is a ghost. You saw a ghost,
At least you saw a cloth, so you didn't get to see the features. You can still, in your mind, try to deny it.
I thought,
right?
It's like, what is that? I didn't feel fear.
Now that you tell me all this, it started bringing back memories I'm talking about pre-Supernatural Confessions days, to my younger days. It was primary school. I went out to play in the longkang at the back. and there was a small gate between the private houses and the fence. So there was this gate that kept opening, closing, opening, closing. So I looked up, and on the tree, I remember seeing a woman sitting there. My memory, I cannot remember the face, but I remember a woman sitting there with long hair. And because I was so young, there was no preconceived notion or fear.
Yeah.
I knew that girl was on a tree. I felt something was not right, and I just immediately turned back. It was just like a natural reaction.
Yeah.
It was only years after that I realized that can't be human. And speaking of a scary situation, this one I was not scared myself, but my group around me, they saw that.
Yeah.
So we were playing hide and seek. This was when Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 first started building. And it was a big, long corridor between T1 and T2. So we played hide and seek. And I was in my secondary school days. I played hide and seek, and then I was looking for my friend. And I saw from the far, there's one black head and hands just coming out picking behind the wall. So immediately I thought it was my Indian friend, Naresh. So I ran towards the head and the hand, and it went back in.
Yeah.
I turned to the corner. I saw one Ahu room, one L shape, toilet.
Yeah.
I walked there, no one. Then I came back out. All my friends were in the corridor looking at me all stunned. Then they started to run. So usually when people run, you also run.
Yeah.
So I ran up. I have no idea. Turns out later on, they told me it's behind me. The head was behind me. Coming out behind.
You know,
Ooh.
I'm just very curious, right?
Yeah.
We know all these things exist,
Yeah.
right? But why? I mean, why are they there? I mean, who are they? Why are they in your experience?
For those spirits that remain haunting a place, they don't even know they're in a time loop. So it becomes like they're just an energy imprint with consciousness in a spot, reliving that moment over and over again.
Okay.
And of course, this is Singapore, depending on which culture you talk to.
Yeah.
The Malays will believe, oh, that's not a soul. That's a jinn.
Yeah.
A jinn pretending to be someone you love.
Yeah.
So these people, these jinns, this creature can actually do certain things.
Yeah.
Then you talk about the Indians. The Indians have a different kind of belief as well. They don't believe in normal ghosts like us. To them, it's all the devas, the deities.
Yes.
They come in very fearsome form.
Yeah.
Or even, you talk to the older Malay folks, they believe in animalism.
Yeah.
So with regards to the question of why are the spirits here, I see the world the unseen world in many different layers.
Yeah.
Like a kuih lapis.
Yeah.
9 layers. You have the other world, you have the sentient beings, you have then the low vibration underworld entities.
Yeah.
They're all walking almost in parallel timeline with us.
Yeah.
And by right, we don't cross over. But there are certain people with gifts or certain situations where the veil between their world and our world is thinner.
Yeah.
And that's where they crossed over.
Yeah.
But 99% of, I say, our population cannot see, cannot feel, cannot hear.
Yeah.
It's that 1% that can see and hear that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you see this kind of things, right, Chris, you cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
And having gone through this situation, I can fully appreciate how life will never go back the same way it was. Like you cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
And what's worse is you cannot bring it up to anyone to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
No one believes.
Yeah.
Even your own parents, you tell them, as much as they want to be supportive of you, they end up not knowing what to say.
Yeah.
Then you feel like you are now a burden to other people.
Yeah.
So you keep it all to yourself inside. I have people who, call me up and talk to me after I set up Supernatural Confessions who says, for so many years, I'm married to my husband. I'm keeping this story in my heart for 50 years. I didn't share it with him. I didn't share it with anyone. Let me share it with you.
So Supernatural Confessions is a collection of supernatural confessions. People telling you their very personal stories of their experiences with the supernatural.
Yeah. So it started off with just my confession.
Yeah.
So to me, I never intended for it to be a YouTube channel or to where it is right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's just cathartic to be able to write it out,
Yeah.
own my story, and then I shelf it and let it be gone. For only recently in the last 1 to 2 years, I've actually dropped my day job and I went over to Supernatural Confessions to do it full time.
Okay.
So now moving forward from 2025 on, I will have a new book every year because I'm sitting on like thousands of stories in my archive. And I'm going to put this out there into books. I've already done it on YouTube, on podcasts. But I think what matters is that people's story gets recognized.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
To me, I don't go in and deep dive and be skeptical. It's someone's experience. I just respect it.
Yeah. So your experiences with the supernatural in Singapore, is one ethnicity more affected by the supernatural, or have you Indians, Chinese, Malays, all also have supernatural experiences and
correct
stories to.
There's a huge difference across board. Everyone, every race, every age group has had paranormal experiences. Their paranormal experiences actually differ quite a bit to the older folks and the younger folks, and I'll get to that in a while. But the question is, which race does it affect the most? The Malays. Their kind of hauntings are extremely keras. Keras in our colloquial term is...
Yeah, that's why the horror films are the scariest, right?
Yeah.
Indonesian and Malaysian horror films are, I'm not watching that.
Because we all talk about how Thailand black magic is deadly. You never kena the Indonesian one.
Yeah.
The Malaysian one. Those are extremely powerful. Yeah. The Chinese, on the other hand, we have our ghost stories as well. Yeah. But most of the times it's fleeting. It's a sighting. Yeah. It's a haunting that can go away. Yeah. But for the Malays one, it's persistent. Yeah. Indians, rarely do they have their own culture-centric haunting. Yeah. It's what they encounter is haunted house, which is across board lah.
Yeah.
But when the Indian, the folks who come and tell me the story, theirs is usually almost near-death encounter. Somebody has placed, their house have an idol. Inside is corrupted. Yeah. And it was affecting the family.
Okay. So it's interesting how different cultures in Singapore experience the supernatural a bit differently. Yeah. Wow. So tell us about your tours. What are you doing now with your tours?
So like right after this, I'm going to lead a Changi tour, Old Changi Hospital. As far as I know, I think I'm the only one who runs a ghost tour in Singapore in the way that I'm telling the stories from first-hand experience, and I actually tie in with history. Because for me, when I hear a ghost story, yes, it's great, but to me, it's the history behind the place that brings the story to life. It validates certain experiences. Changi is a hotbed of ghost stories. And what's interesting is when you ask anyone in Singapore, which is the most haunted place in Singapore? Changi. Old Changi Hospital. Why? Don't know, people say.
Okay.
Right? So I bring all these people down, like any citizens, Singaporeans, tourists. I say, let me tell you a story. We start from one point, we go to another point, and every stop, I'll tell a story. Yeah. And all these are real stories. At the end of it all, I said, let's dissect this entire experience. Why is Changi haunted? These are my hypotheses. And we all start to discuss. You get a better appreciation for the haunting. So some people say, no, it's not haunted. Some people say haunted. But at the end of the day, I think Singaporean, and I'm doing this for 3 years, right? Yeah. I get a sense that Singaporeans love their ghost story. They love having their version of a haunted castle on the hill, which is Old Changi Hospital, as long as it's not in their own backyard.
Okay.
I mentioned just now, the older folks see something, the Malays will see their pochongs and all that because it's their cultural belief. The younger generation, their idea of a ghost, and I shit you not, it was this guy calling up says, I see a cube-like white color box in my room floating with eyes, angry eyes and a mouth. I'm like, is that Roblox or is that Minecraft? But because it's of their experiences, because of that's what they know, their fear is very different from the fear of the old folks. So to the old folks, the phone ring or the library book, or it is scary to them. So if I were to be a spirit and I'm trying to scare you, I would speak the language of fear that you understand. I go to a 14-year-old and I say my pager beep or a phone ring. That small young kid doesn't understand the fear, doesn't correlate. But maybe he correlates to a cube-like ghost floating around like a Minecraft. So I'll appear in that form.
So I'm also curious, are ghosts territorial? Is it the reason that they're scaring you? Why would they want to go out of their way to scare you? Or why would they want to attach or possess? I know it's difficult to answer. What's the reason? I mean,
I'm going to go for the unpopular opinion here. Most people are afraid of ghosts because ghosts haunts them. Yeah. There are some. Yeah. But most ghosts, I think they are just misinterpreted, misunderstood.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to haunt people. They're just looking for help. They usually mind their own business. They don't bother. And if you believe in the Chinese mythology that we have the fire on us, the ghosts are supposed to be afraid of us. So they usually get out of our way.
Yeah.
So most of these hauntings, they're actually maybe a spirit calling for help. And then someone sees a spirit, gets scared, the stories get told in 10 different ways, then the fear sets in. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have your demons, your devils, your jinns that come into play because they want to incite fear, they want to cause doubt in your faith, they want to shake your foundation, they feed off on that negativity.
Okay. You know, I got a very interesting object here. So this is called a guri-guri.
Okay.
And it comes from the Batak tribe. And this object traditionally is created by their witch doctor, their shaman. And it contains a jinn. These are objects of art which are collected by people.
Okay.
All right? But usually you find them open already. So, you know, when the Westerners decided that tribal art is art and they wanted, so they went to the shaman and said, hey, I like that, you know, let me trade you a packet of cigarettes for it. And the guy would say, yeah, why not? But he would open it out, take out the poke, which is the actual spirit itself, and then just transfer it to another container. So if you go to auctions or high-end antique houses, you will find this, but you will always find it open, and you will find the inside empty. This is one that has never been opened.
Oh.
Yeah. And this is the story. I don't know how far this is true. Okay? This is the story of how the spirit is created within the Batak tradition. So this one we're talking about just now is the Batak shaman or witch doctor's personal grimoire.
Yeah.
So he would have his spells in here. I guess one of the spells would, if you could read it, would teach you how to activate the spirit within. And, you know,
so you got the lock, you got the key.
Yeah,
What's holding you back?
I'm just not going to call it out because I don't know how to put it back, right? Yeah. But, you know, it's fascinating that the spirit world is so much with us. And yet in daily life in Singapore, we ignore it for most of the time until we want to hear a ghost story. And then we get frightened by it, and then the next day, no lah, where got ghosts?
Yeah.
Right?
Spot on, man. Nail on the head. But this was not the norm, you know. You know, in the 90s, the belief of the supernatural was very much a part of our culture and identity.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you remember or not. Grandmothers back in our days. Doesn't matter whether it's Chinese, Malay, grandmother, independent.
Yeah, correct.
You all come back before 7. You all say excuse me before you pay.
Malam Jumaat. Thursday night, don't go out, right? Chinese, Malay, Indian all say, hey, don't go out.
Exactly.
Thursday night. Yeah.
So it was so much in our psyche that when I was growing up, if I were to fall, I trip and fall, nowadays, right, parents say, oh, you clumsy. Back then, hantu tolak, hantu push you.
Yeah, correct.
So in the 90s and before that, it was very much part of our daily life. But somewhere along the way, from the 90s to the 2000s, I don't know whether you realize, the newspapers stopped reporting about such things. Yeah. It was moving towards a more rational thought process.
You're absolutely right. Okay. So besides these things, before we round up, what are you up to? I mean, with this interesting world of yours?
So in the last 10 years, I think my life can be divided into chapters of 10 years. 10 years ago, I was a clueless young lamb, totally scared out of my wits. And then this happened and I had to solve the problem because that's the kind of person I am. I thought I was done with it. I wanted to forget it. But as life would have it, they dragged me back into supernatural confessions and people gave me all these stories. So I recently started a spiritual training ground for personal self-discovery. And I find that a lot of people these days, they are kind of lost. They are looking for the eat, pray, love moment. And they're looking at spirituality, yoga, meditation. So I started a center that gives people the knowledge, the guidance for structure to balance your chakra, open up your senses. I think there's so much to spirituality that we are not looking. We always see spirituality as mysticism, woo-woo. But at the baseline, it's about body balance, positivity. That even if you don't go to the high-end part of being a shaman, learning your first step makes you a better person already.
Yeah.
So I'm starting that school for people.
Yeah. So we wanted you to be part of HOTPLATE SG60, celebrating SG60, because the supernatural ghost stories are such a integral part of Singapore culture. It is.
Agree.
It cannot be removed, right? Who are you with?
I was running a tour in, I'm running my Changi tour.
Okay.
So I had 15 guests, my co-host and myself. We sat there and we go, I felt something was off that day already. I said, okay, everyone's going to stand here. We're going to take a photo. So I had my camera out. Then I saw from my angle, the window opened by itself. And everyone saw my face and they all
But
turned
you didn't
around.
catch the window opening lah.
No, because I was ready to take a photo of the group.
Okay.
So when the window started to open, I was stunned.
Yeah.
Then I turned on to my camera. Then everyone would turn on to the camera. And you got 15 cameras just pointing to this window, opening and closing.
How many times did you open and close?
For about 15 minutes worth. Yeah, and on command. So to me, it was very hard to because 15 intelligent minds, modern minds, right? Looking at the leaves movement, looking at everything.
Yeah.
And I ran this for 3 years, this tour. It was the only time this happened.
I saw some shadow there.
Yeah, if you look at the movement.
There's a shadow. There's a shadow. There's a shadow there. There's
someone actually did increased brightness and contrast. It looked like something there had a horn.
Yeah, I saw something there. I saw. There was a light right at the corner where there shouldn't be a light.
So this went out quite viral on Mothership and everywhere else. So people wondering where this window came from. This is the raw footage I'm sending you, unedited.
Oh man. Okay. So you're going there tonight again?
Tonight, yeah.
Oh God. So how many people you have typically in your tours?
15.
15?
Yeah, we don't take more than 15 because we want to keep it nice and tight.
So
and
is it
scary?
Locals or usually tourists?
Good mix of locals, good mix of tourists. When the tour is in Changi, it feels like a vacation for most Singaporeans anyway. Cross country too.
And this is...
So I started with just me, Team O and myself. And now I'm in my 4th iteration already.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was a very young me. I think this was 2014. We had a book launch at United World College.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got 2 young fans there, right?
So they invited me to come down and talk about superstitions in Singapore. And this is one of the early shots of podcast before I even have a studio.
Okay.
This was done in Tim O's karaoke room in the basements, musky as hell. And the funny thing about this particular episode was when I plug in the mic, I plug it in a video jack. So the whole episode where there's no sound.
So these are real footage of you being in scary places?
Yes. This is Pulau Ubin. The house no longer stands.
Oh.
This is at Golden Mile, where this is at East Coast. This is over at some of the places I went to.
So when I go Bali, when I go hiking, I don't fear. I feel that the land is taking care of me. But you know the Balinese do so many prayers every day, right?
Yeah.
Chanang and all that stuff, right?
They respect the supernatural and the unseen.
So everything has been harmonized there. And if you feel good, you feel safe, you actually feel the land is actually watching you and helping you. Yeah.
I always believe that when you go to a place, right, and this is just me, and I would love to share this with the listeners, is I always imagine that when I go to a place, it's like I'm going to your house, Chris. I don't come in, kick down the door, and be rude and shout. I come with the understanding that this place belongs to somebody. Yeah. And usually that worked out for me. Even when I go to haunted places, I recognize and acknowledge and said, this is yours. Yeah. I come here to film. Okay or not? Yeah. Usually okay lah.
Fantastic. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into the kitchen. You're going to help me cook a dish and then we're going to makan. Okay?
If I have to cook, I don't know the edible. No.
Can lah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful chat. Eugene.
Yes.
I'm going to be making for you a Cantonese-style lamb stew. Okay. You know, in Chinese cooking, not many lamb recipes, but this is one of them that I really enjoy. So, the ingredients are ginger, garlic, spring onions, goji berries, Himalayan pink salt, some tau pork. This is interesting. This is Chinese tamarind skin. You smell it? It's got a lovely aroma. Just take a piece and Yeah. Yeah.
Smells very vintagey also.
Yeah. This is typically used in Chinese medicine. Right? Cinnamon sticks, rock sugar, 5-spice powder, and we've got some
Mushrooms.
cinnamon, and then we've got some red stinky tofu.
Stinky tofu. And that's the secret ingredient.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting, huh? On its own, it tastes too powerful, but once you mix it up, it tastes great. Chinese wine, this is light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce. So let's start.
Even your wok, Chris, this is how many years already?
Yeah, this one is
The flavor is all inside already.
old style wok, man.
Actually, this is where the secret really lies.
So oil goes in.
Okay.
First goes in some ginger. Okay.
Does it matter which one goes in first?
It does. The ingredients that burn the quickest goes in last.
Okay, yeah.
That's the principle. Okay, some of these aromatics. Star anise.
You make it look very easy.
It's quite tough lah. I mean, you really have to focus. Usually when I cook, I don't have cameras in my face. I don't have
someone talking to you by the side.
Yeah. Usually I'm pretty zoned out or zoned in when I'm cooking.
Are you Cantonese?
No, I'm Hakka. Close enough lah. Okay. So now we add in some ginger. Garlic.
Fine cooking is very much like storytelling.
It is.
You have all your parts, so you put it inside, you will stir the bugger.
And you know what? I channel when I cook. And I tell you, I'm not joking. Sometimes I ask Anthony Bourdain for help. Anthony Bourdain. I channel him.
That's what people say, right? About creative people.
Yeah.
You have this muse by your side.
Yeah, correct.
That teaches you how to do certain things.
Yeah. And a lot of the ideas come when I channel. If I think too hard about it, the answer doesn't come. So all these will provide the base, a very powerful base. A lot of umami, a lot of flavor. The shiitakes itself, the rehydrated shiitakes are just full of umami. Okay, some of the
secret sauce.
The stinky tofu.
Yeah, because when you talk about lamb dishes, it's not very common you find Chinese dish that uses lamb.
Chinese rice wine. This one can go off. Okay. Some high quality oyster sauce. Some
dark sauce.
Yeah,
I pay attention, I know.
This dark sauce, not too much, salty. And then
light sauce.
And maybe a touch of sesame oil, just a touch. 5-spice powder.
I bet all this is like I guess all this is ready made, or you tumbuk.
5-spice is usually ready made, but
okay.
a lot of things I tumbuk from scratch. And then you need some sugar.
I remember last time, in my olden days, my grandmother would sit down with the battle and the mortar and go one by one.
That is the way to do it. You see, when you giling or when you tumbuk your spices, the flavor is completely different from when you use a blender. Right? That's why the old school food is always much better.
I think I would have loved to learn cooking, but when I was young, my grandma told me, get out of the kitchen, cannot go inside.
So I put in the tamarind skin, and this is going to give you more flavor. And goji berries. These are lovely. They taste nice and sweet. Gives a lot of sweetness to the food. Okay. Right, thicken up.
And goji berry is also good for the eyes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this in. This is the lamb. Okay. Okay. Hold the handle.
Okay.
and then just make sure it coats.
So I just stir the bugger lah.
Correct. You know, you watch Chinese movies, right? Kung Fu masters are also usually good chefs, right?
Of course they do
So
this.
this is the part where you transfer your chi into the food. Your energy, your life force is what makes it taste good.
That's why they say when you cook with love, it tastes different.
Yeah.
No, I like it when we talk about, energy and spirituality, because I think people really take it for granted.
Yeah.
That really is the secret recipe to most
add in
things.
some shiitake water. And just make sure you mix it. Yeah.
So everything in your house, since we're over 100 years old, how old is this wok? Looks pretty old as well.
It's no lah. This is about 10 years old lah. But this is a custom hand-beaten wok.
Probably gotten it off a shaman somewhere.
Shaman's wok. Got spirit lah. Kitchen, a lot of spirit one. They help you.
That's why
a lot of pantang in the kitchen one.
Correct. I mean, we talk about it in Singapore culture and heritage. Kitchen is they call it that's where the kitchen god is. What?
Yeah.
All these are a norm.
Because there's so much energy transformation in the kitchen, and spirituality is about transitions of energy,
Yeah.
Good job, man. Okay, I'm gonna take over again.
Okay, come.
I'm gonna put up the jet. Give it one final stir. Okay, now it's ready to be transferred into a clay pot. Okay, we gotta put it on the fire.
This slow-braised healing brew is not typical hawker fare. With its medicinal value, it's a dish I love to reimagine.
See, Chinese food, I just cannot do without rice. Gotta have rice.
Must. Give you one by one, huh? Give you
Okay.
some pork. And
All right.
Pause.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
Come, makan.
go.
Let's go. I want to taste the lamb, because this is usually the one that's the hardest to cook. Get it right.
It is. Okay, let's begin.
Spiritually charged.
Good.
So as a chef, do you let people eat it with any condiments like sambal and all that? What's your chef take on it?
Eat it with whatever you like. But usually, when I cook, nobody asks for condiments like this.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking back on the Peranakan culture where I'm from. They put everything with sambal. It's almost like the old folks would say, if there's no sambal, tak boleh makan. You know the idea of it.
But yeah, I mean, if you want sambal, we got sambal in the fridge. But this is a Cantonese-style dish, and
What I like about this is the richness of the gravy. So flavorful. And of course the lamb is tender. That's always the tough part to make it right.
yeah.
You don't even need any other dish to go with this. It's like one dish and that's it.
Hey, you help make this, Your energy, no, serious. Your energy is in it. You see, cooking is a lot about your intention. If you don't care when you cook, your food is not going to turn out. You must care for what you're cooking. Right? It's like you say, ghosts neglected, right?
Yeah.
No one care for them. Food is the same. It needs tender, loving care.
There's so much about today's session that is not just about food, not just about ghosts. There is this whole exchange between you and I, even sitting here.
You're right.
There's an exchange of energy and knowledge and the respect that comes with this. dining is an experience,
Yeah.
but the stories bring it to life, even one more level up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I feel that when we talk about at the start of this show, how cooking and ghost stories are two of the same thing. I always like to think that when someone tells or have an encounter, it's very one-dimensional. It's like just eating rice and gravy, perhaps. But when you find out the history of it, you dig down into the lore, the legend, the culture behind it, suddenly the entire story, it's three-dimensional. And I like to think that someone who listens to it gets a better appreciation than just walking away with a scare. That's what storytelling does for ghost stories. On my way here, I was contemplating what is it that binds all the different races in Singapore together. I think I might have an answer. When we look at the unseen, you can't see it, right? So there's that fear. So the unseen becomes the enemy. And amongst the different races, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So,
Very good.
right? So we bond together against the unseen.
Yeah.
I think that's why we love our
That's
ghost
good.
story. We can sit down, the Chinese
Correct.
man, the Ah-Pek, sit at one table. We are bonded.
Fantastic.
So we got to keep the ghost story alive. I think the minute the ghost story ends,
I don't think it will ever end. Ghost stories will forever be around. Come watch
the seen and the unseen
on
HOTPLATE SG60. More rice for you.
This is my third meal of the day.
Swapping spooky tales isn't just fun. It's how we connect across cultures. Because what we fear, what we laugh about, and what we eat brings us closer. That's HOTPLATE SG60.